Hi, I'm Kimberly Schneiderman, Practice Development Manager here at RiseSmart with your weekly tip. Many articles have been written about those tricky interview questions we sometimes hear about. How many beach balls would fit in a semi-truck? If you were 3 inches tall, how would you work your way out of a 10-inch jar with just a rope and a safety pin? What kind of tree would you be? But the real question here is, if you're asked a near impossible to answer interview question, how should you respond? The general consensus among career experts is that when companies ask these types of questions, they are really interested in your approach and response to the question, not the accuracy of the answer. By asking a question like this, they get to know your work style and thought process. Here are a few examples of ways to answer the tricky questions I just posed. Mathematical. That's an interesting question. Let me ask you a few questions about the size of the balls and the size of the truck, and then I can create a formula to solve the equation. I'm always interested in finding precise answers and want to answer the problem presented. Thoughtful. What a fun question. Let's see. To answer this accurately, I would need to have the measurements of the rope and the safety pin, and then work out the formula through some trial and maybe actual testing to ultimately get the proper answer. That is really reflective of how I tackle the unknowns in my work. I gather information, research different approaches, and come up with solutions to evaluate. Another thoughtful approach. I really like the philosophical nature of this question and how the answer ultimately reflects my work style and personality. In answer to your question, I would compare myself to this kind of tree and probably give you some positive characteristics of that tree. You can also answer in a straightforward way. Can I assume you're interested in how I approach a question that involves something I'm unfamiliar with? I'm happy to share my process in such situations. I like to do A, B, and C. Ultimately, choose your style of answer based on how you would approach the situation. Remember, part of the interview process is determining if the interviewer and the interviewee want to work together for 40 plus hours a week. Be sure to smile and stay friendly during the delivery, and know that they are not likely looking for an accurate answer. They're looking to understand who you are and how you approach your work. For more ideas for your job transition, tune in to this week's webinars.